Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of SevTech Ages. Today we are not going to be building the space station like I thought we would, but we are going to be heading back to the moon in search of a dungeon. So what we're going to be building instead is actually the teleporters from Astral Sorcery. So in between episodes here, I have been very busy trying to get everything needed to be able to actually craft these things, and it's basically just one item. We only need this thing and then a multi-block structure around it. But right now, we don't have a good source of stardust. The only way I'm getting it is by running around and breaking the rock crystals on top, which is not a very time-efficient thing. I have been in the twilight for like an hour or so, gathering up enough stardust to hopefully get this thing put together, which is then going to allow us to craft up a collector crystal. Now, I don't know if these things are disabled in this pack, but you're supposed to be able to find these out in the world, which I don't think we have seen. Maybe we did, but I honestly don't remember at this point, and I also didn't mark any if I did come across any in my little exploring phase of the pack. So what we're going to do is actually craft up one of these. I have been hard at work grinding out one of these guys, the attuned rock crystals. Let me also throw my armor back on before someone kills us. And it's this guy right here. We have it at 100 purity, 100 cutting, 400 size. We also have a couple more ready to go. They're just not attuned. And that took a while to get going, partly because I was being dumb and I was leveling up a level like 40 purity one, which was a stupid idea. Then I went through all my crystals and I found one that had 90. So I did that one instead, and then we have this thing now. So that is going to be our main crystal here. But before it gets any darker or potentially starts going back into daytime here, because I don't really feel like waiting around again, let's go ahead and craft up this thing so that we can start the process of hopefully getting that crystal put together. We have the stardust already, so we should have 4 of them. There we go. Also, if this episode is extremely short, or for some reason doesn't actually come out, I'm just talking to myself right now, I am having computer issues yet again. Yippee! Building my own computer is really proving to be one of the worst mistakes I have made here recently. I should have just gone with a pre-built. Having tech support would be fantastic. But at the moment, I am having those crashes once again, like I was having previously, with just random crash out of nowhere, no indication in the event ID thingy. So trying to troubleshoot what exactly is happening is not something I can plausibly do. So that's been fun. I also found a bunch of the star systems, or I don't know what they're called, but we found a bunch of those because we needed them to be able to attune our crystal. And they should be popping up in the sky, but there isn't any showing up. So I'm not exactly sure. Maybe we just don't have any in the current cycle. But with this guy, there's not letting us click on it. We need to plop in... Was it these guys? Hold on. Was it the nether quartz or something else? Where am I going? I'm going here. We need these. So we need to plop 4 aquamarines in there. And that is it. Why did I make nether quartz? I needed nether quartz for something through... Oh, it gives us stardust. Okay, that's probably not going to happen anymore, because this is going to allow us, if we get this crystal up and running, to just turn the iron ore into the star metal, which will then give us 2 star metal ingots, which is 2 dust, over and over and over again. So that is hopefully going to speed up the whole process here and allow us to get a couple... Oh man, we're getting diamond swords galore, huh? But that should allow us to get our star metal situated to a point where we're able to craft up at least maybe 2 of these. It's 5 star metal per teleporter, and so that's really our only holdup. We're also going to need some lenses, which now that we have this thing crafted is just glass panes. We don't have to worry about the aquamarines going into that thing anymore, which is fantastic. And do I have to right click this thing? What's going on? I don't know. Maybe this just takes a while for it to actually process through, which is going to be really annoying. But yeah, I'm just going to let this thing process, I guess. That's really all we can do. Oh, you know what? I just realized while we're waiting here, our star things that we have discovered are in the telescope, but they're just not out in the sky, which I'm not sure why. I thought they show, but I guess not. Anyways, yes, I have found all of the 5 beginner ones. I haven't messed with the secondary ones, which are these guys here. Like, there's something going on right here, but I don't know which exact constellation it is, but we can't do it anyways because we need the papers, and I don't know how we get those. And honestly, I don't feel like diving too much further into astral sorcery. We only want the teleporters. I also accidentally got the perk, which gives us mining speed, which I don't know if this is actually on us or if that is something that we need to use the astral sorcery like tools or the jacket things. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest, but yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to in between episodes. Whole lot of crashes, whole lot of grinding out astral sorcery here, and this thing is still not done. Well, kind of a funny story. So I'm used to placing down all this stuff, right? And it says astral sorcery, and I didn't even think about it, but we have 2 types of marble in this pack. And since I've been chiseling everything into the astral sorcery version, I didn't think I had to do this stuff either, which I think for one of the other altars or something else, I've had to do this, and I didn't do it for this thing. So that is exactly why this is not working. I was a bit of a dum-dum, my bad, but let's go ahead and plop all these back in there. And then let me pour all the liquid starlight back in. We should be good to go now. And there we go. Nice. Okay, so that is what it's supposed to be doing. It's going to infuse our little gem there, and it should make it nice and sparkly. And there we go. Cool. And we got 1. Oh, it also didn't consume all of the starlight. I thought that's what it was going to do. That is awesome. Okay, so maybe it does consume after a while, or maybe it just doesn't, but the way the book is written, I thought it would. So let me get all 4 of these put together, and then we can get our collector crystal up and going, and then we have a good source of star metal coming in now. Oh, there we go. It did consume one of these starlight buckets. So it didn't consume all 12, but it did do one of them. So that is completely fine. I have a nice surplus of starlight built up already, so we only need 4 of these. If we need more of them, it's really straightforward to get more of this stuff going, so it's not really an issue. Well, here we go. So we have enough starlight in there. Let's go ahead and set this in motion. And hopefully, right, this is going to allow us to actually make the star metal with our mirror. If it still doesn't let us do that and we need multiples of these crystals, I'm gonna really hate everything. But hopefully we can do this with 1. And any minute now, it should plop out here. Come on now. There we go. Nice. Let's take this. And is it keeping the same size? It is. Look at that. That is fantastic. So for right now, we're just going to plop it on top of this. And then we can break out the bottom bits. And we should be good. We take this guy and we plop it. Let's do like 2 away from it, I guess. That should be, or 3, I guess. That's fine. We are also going to need our linking wand. Let me move these guys away. We can link this to that. Or, no, that to that. There we go. Yeah, it's putting the light on it. Cool. And then we plop one of these down, and then we link this to this. And it's doing a thing. It's doing a thing. And it turned it in. Nice. Okay. So, is this going to come out? It is. Nice. Oh, boy. All right. So, I am going to sit here until I am just sick and tired of doing this, but we are going to be making a bunch of the star metal, like I said, because we need 5 per one of these. So I am going to do, at minimum, 10 for right now, just so that we can have 2 portals linked, and I'm going to also gather up the resources required for the gateways themselves. So, oh, we can probably automate this, because the light just keeps going. We don't have to set the thing up over and over again. So we have like auto block placers, and oh no, placer, is that fingers? Fine keyboard, thank you. We got block placers, so we could potentially automate this. We would just need a block breaker, which I'm not sure if we have that. We have a placer. That's going to be really cheap to make, relatively cheap to make. And then is there a block breaker? Breaker. We have auto breaker. So yeah. What is this? Actually, additions. I think there was also a placer under that thing as well. So we could potentially set this up just to automate, especially since this, I don't think, runs out. Hopefully it doesn't run out. But we could potentially just set this up and have it running. And that would be really nice. But anyways, let me just go ahead and do these first 10. I'm probably going to look into actual additions and see if we are able to make those two things. And if we can, then we will just automate this little portion as well, because we don't really want to sit here and place the thing down over and over again. So let's see. We have a placer, which is a palace crystal, which requires us to do it with the atomic reconstructor. Oh no. Okay, never mind. We're not going to automate it. Never mind. Yep. Nope. Not doing that. Okay. At least not doing it right now. We are going to have to build that table, but that is not something I want to do right now. So let me get the 10 of these put together, and we can get at least the elevator here and the elevator on the moon, or teleporter here and the teleporter on the moon set up today. Okay, well, we got all of our star metals sorted here, so let's go ahead and craft up our first gateway. Also, since these are going to be relatively easy to craft up now, I think I'm just going to bulk craft a few of them. Probably not today, because I have a prior arrangement I need to get back to, so this first little clip of the episode is going to come to a close here in a second. But now that we have both of these put together, right, I'm probably going to build up more of them, like I said. But what we can do with these is actually name them. So let's name this base. Right. Also, I died again in between episodes. I went ahead and built a what is the machines that are orange? I forget what it's called. The mod is modular, whatever it is, modular something. Yeah, I built one of those to process some flour for us into dough. And it was a little too close to the other power cables, and I just bounced back and forth and died almost instantly. So yeah, it's been a little dangerous for us, but for the most part, we've been relatively good. But now that we have these two gateways put together, I have all of the building blocks in our inventory ready to go. So I'm going to jump back to base, put together one by our building, and then we're going to launch off and go to the moon and build another one there. And hopefully, as I've been told by Joe in the comments, we should be able to teleport between planets. That is why I'm doing this. I also completely didn't think, but I thought these were going to be very, like, time-consuming wise, which I guess it was, but all of that was done off camera. But I thought we would have to build, like, battery banks of starlight to be able to use these, or find high concentrations of starlight to be able to use them. But apparently, that is not the case. So I am going to abuse the crap out of these, if I'm being completely honest. And hopefully it's not too big of an issue. I'm going to have a lot of these things down. We might even have multiples of them down here in the overworld. But that is something that I'm going to be probably, like, grinding now that I know how easy these are to get, especially now that we have that thing up and running. But it's a 7x2, so let's just knock this guy out. That should be 7, and then knock out this guy and this guy. Oh, okay, cool. I thought I just crashed. Oh, man. But there we go. That's going to be that, and that should be the centerpiece. So everything on the inside here should be the black marble, or the sooty marble. So let me grab all that out. We only need half of this, but let's get to this guy, and let me go ahead and build this thing out in 2 seconds. Hopefully I can do this as well. I don't know if I can sink it into the ground. I guess we're going to find that out right now. Alrighty, and if we plop this thing down and the sky goes black, then it's going to work. Okay, that is awesome. I did put the right one. Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. So real quickly, let's take this off. Let's plop all of our spacesuit stuff on. We should be good to go. Wherever we land with our rocket is where I'm going to build this thing. So it's just going to be another one of these. And I have the stuff on us if this doesn't work for some reason, that we can take off again. So we're not going to be stranded. I don't have any of the stuff built right now, but in a second when we come back, we will have all of that squared away. So let me launch on over to the moon and get this thing built. All right, nice. We are down. Let's get our rocket back. We are good to go. So let me just go ahead and plop this thing down. I think this might also be the same exact village that we came to the first time. I don't know, because I didn't plop a waypoint down. So if it is, cool. If not, then I guess we're at a new place. But I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing I did in the overworld, just sink it into the ground by one. I don't know if we're able to build like a little glass dome around it, because there are pressure doors so that we can build like a airtight room so that we don't have to worry about our air tanks and stuff. So if we are able to teleport through glass, then I can build a little enclosure around this. If we can't, that's fine. We can just have like an airlock close to here and then just walk into it and go into like a little space if we want to build one of those as well. But we are, by the way, coming to a close on the series. We're not quite there just yet. I do want to try and make a push to fight the actual like final boss thing, which is just the SevTech guy who built the pack, or Sevitist who built the pack. So I would like to get there. It is going to be quite a grind. If people who have played this pack, or if anybody's played this pack, then you know it's going to be a grind. But as soon as we get our hands on the mystical agriculture stuff, it should hopefully kind of help out a bit more. So right now, I haven't really been working toward any of the stuff that we need. But once we get the mystical agriculture stuff and we get a couple of the garden cloches up and running, then we should be kind of off to the races here. But that is our moon portal down. We had an asteroid land or meteorite land over there, and that is our base. All we got to do is shift, and it's going to warp us over there. Oh, that is so cool. Okay, dude. Joe, thank you so much, dude. I thought this was going to be so much more of a headache, and that is just super duper cheap and simple. This might be one of my favorite little teleporting mods in any mod pack. Normally you gotta have some like power system in place because the portals take power or things of that nature, and this is just super simple. Holy. It was quite a headache to get everything up and running, but once we got everything, that is so neat. All right, nice. I'm going to go ahead and get the materials together to start building out the stuff that we need. The spawner locator or the dungeon locator and all the other moon stuff that I wanted to build today. So give me a second. Let me start cracking away on these things and we can start kind of making some progress today. Okay, so before we head back to the moon and search for that dungeon, I want to craft up a couple things here. So I want to craft a scanner. This is hopefully going to show us potential points of interest that are worth our time. Let's also get our scanner thing up and running. And then last but not least, we can get this thing going as well. It should unlock several more advancements because we have found diamonds and all that stuff as well here. So let's go over here and yeah. So we need to find some emeralds and then some other stuff, and we're kind of done with that little section there. But we are going to head back to the moon now that we have those things going. Let's also charge this up real quick. Although it's not charging, so maybe we can't use that right now. I don't know what exactly, or how exactly we charge that, because that's our battery right there. Is it a compressor thingy? It is not one of those either. Okay, so for right now, we're just going to go ahead and chuck that to the side. This is also the machine for modular that I made. It is a tier 2 mixer, and we have the compressed iron on the sides here. I was going to do a tier 3, but it needed 8 manilium blocks, and I didn't have enough, and I didn't really feel like grinding the manilium in the nether. So we just went with the tier 2. It seems to get the job done pretty well here. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and jump back over there to the moon and see if we can find a dungeon and get our hands on a tier 2 rocket today. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can figure out how this thing works here. So we have no spawners within 128 blocks. Okay, so let's just do this. And then... oh, I didn't pay attention to what we were on. So we're probably not out of that range just yet. Which number's going up, by the way? We have Z. Okay, so let me jump over here. We're going to hit 500, and then we'll scan again. Okay, there we go. And no spawners within 128 again. Okay. I'm going to keep jumping this way, and eventually we should... hopefully find something. I don't know if it's doing 128 around or only in one direction, but hopefully we find something. Well, I finally found a dungeon here, so it's just a hole in the ground that leads to some bricks. So we don't have any torches. I didn't make any, and I should have probably done that. But we can head down here. It is very dark on the capture is the thing. I don't know if you guys can actually see. So you know what? Before we head in here, because we are going to have to fight a dude to get a key, I'm actually going to head back really quick and make some torches so that you guys can actually see what's happening here. All right, this should be a lot better for you guys here. So let's go ahead and plop a couple down. And we are looking for chests. And inside of those, we have a chance of spawning, I think, a key is how we get this, because it's going to be a special chest that has the schematic in it so that we're able to actually craft up this new rocket. So let's clear this little area. Hopefully we don't die. I'd rather not have to jump all the way through the space here trying to get back. I think maybe we got some spawners. Cool. Let me see if we can break that one. Cool. We got one over here. Let's get rid of that. Alrighty. Those things are dealt with. Let's see. What do we got here? We got more food and other random junk. Okay. We're going to continue clearing here. We got some more random junk. Alrighty. And I think this is going to be a little mini boss fight. So let's go ahead and do that. We don't need the torches on our hotbar. We probably want to have that there just in case we need more health. But this guy is going to be... okay. He's going to be extremely quick work because our throwing stars are completely broken still. So that's him dealt with, and that is our special chest. So once he's dead, oh my goodness, okay. We have a key, and let's see. Hopefully we get lucky. I don't know if there's a chance that you don't get it on the first chest, but let's see. Nope, there we go. Cool. Oh, we got a buggy. Oh, crap. Okay. So we have to go find more, I'm pretty sure. So let me get to jumping around. I'm actually going to take this glowstone too because I don't have very much of it. So let me do that as well. And can I actually take the key back? I don't want to do that. Can I take the key back, please, so I don't have to do another boss fight? I can't do it. Okay. Can I actually take this with us? That's not making it break. That doesn't look like it's making it break. Okay, maybe we can, maybe we can't. I'm gonna say we probably can't take that with us. None of my tools seem to have any effect on the thing, so I'm gonna leave it for right now, and we're gonna jump around and continue looking for another dungeon, and hopefully we do find one here. Alright, well, we found a second one here, and there was, I want to say, 4 of those little spawner rooms throughout here, so hopefully that's a good sign that this is going to give us the rocket. There's a bit more to clear on the way to them, so hopefully that's the case. And we get our rocket off the second one. That would be cool. Oh, don't leave the room. Oh, oops. I didn't realize that would happen. Okay, let's just insta-kill him again then. That's fine. And do we get the rocket? We've got the moon buggy again. Ooh, okay. You know what? Let me double check and make sure that we do find this thing on the moon. Because that's 2 for 2 now. I'm going to very quickly just check it and see. Maybe we can go to a different planet and we can find it there. I'm not exactly sure. Well, maybe the third time's the charm here. So let's see if we've got the schematic in the chest. I went ahead and looked it up, and we do indeed have it in this chest, so that is great. So that saves us having to find any more of these dungeons, which are like 400 blocks apart, which... luckily enough, we can actually jump around with this thing and not take damage, so that's been fantastic for us. Alright, well, let's go ahead and see if we're able to even craft this thing together here. So I think all we got to do is actually click next. We plop this in there, unlock it, go back, and now we have a tier 2 rocket. And the recipe for it is not that much different than the tier 1 rocket. We need the rocket fins, which we have the stuff to do. We need one of the tier 1 engines, which we can do as well. A tier 1 booster, which is... oh, you know what? We're going to have to farm up a bunch of the meteoric iron, it looks like. I do have some of it right now. I just don't think I have enough of it to actually do this. And then we also need fuel cells, which... I have fuel. I just don't have a canister, and I don't know how we make those still. Because there's no blank ones, unless we just can't craft them. Oh, no, there we go. We can craft them. Okay, so the fuel thing is fine. We can get that squared away. That's not an issue. So I did some real quick math there. It looks like we might only need about 12 to 14 of the meteoric iron, which currently we have 14. Is this a 1-to-1? This is, we have to grind it into that, and then we turn it in. Okay, so we basically have 28 right now. And then in this chest, we have another 6. So I think we might have enough of this to actually make a tier 2 rocket today. So give me a second. I'm going to process through all the iron and then see if we actually have enough to get this going. We have 40 right now, so that should be more than enough, unless My quick math there was horribly wrong. So I went ahead and threw together 2 more of our portals real quick because I wanted one here, so now we have one. And I also have one ready to go for Mars because we're just about ready to build out that rocket. We are processing through some more heavy plates, and then that's pretty much it. We should be good to go. But real quickly, I wanted to ask anybody who's familiar with astral sorcery. So we have that one collector crystal, and I want to start crafting during the day because right now we don't have enough star power to make these guys until it rolls around to nighttime. So I'm wondering if we surround this thing with a couple more of those, is it going to allow us to craft during the day? Or is it worth processing through a couple of these crystals, which is going to allow us to make these ones, which are a little bit bigger? And I don't know if these also give off the star power like the collector crystals do. So I'm curious if it's worth our time grinding out a couple of these guys, because this is going to give us, I don't know if it's going to give us one or more of these little crystals, which are then going to allow us to make these ones. So if it is worth it, because these give off more, then I will make a couple of them and have it circling this, hopefully providing enough power to craft during the day. We might also be able to change out this guy for one of those and maybe make star metal a little bit quicker as well. I'm not sure. But by all means, if you are familiar with it, then let me know if it's even worth our time. I have one processing through right now. I don't know how long that's actually going to take to make, but it's been there for a little bit. It might actually be ready to go. It looks like it has 4 of the little nubs on the bottom, but I'm not sure. I'm going to leave it. All right, well, we should be good to go here, so let's go ahead and get our Tier 2 rocket put together. So there's all the plating, there's the engines, there's that, and the fins, and that is going to be our Tier 2 rocket. So there's our advancement. I also went ahead and preemptively made some of the thermal stuff, because I think we're going to need it for Mars. So I'm going to go ahead and get a little suit put together. That way, we hopefully don't die to radiation, so that's that squared away, and then we could just put this on our dude, and everything else should be good. We don't need anything, I don't think, so I'm going to go ahead and launch ourselves on over to Mars, and hopefully the landing goes smoothly. Let's also check and make sure we are good on fuel. We are not. You know why? Because I don't have the I don't have this thing powered on, do I? I do not. Okay, let me fill up the rockets, and then we can go ahead and jump on over to Mars, set up our teleporter, and call it an episode. All right, well, let's go ahead and start the process of trying to land, and we don't have any slowdown mechanic. We're just in a bubble, so hopefully we don't die. Okay, cool. We're just going to bounce around. That is fantastic. So that saves us the hassle of trying to make sure we don't kill ourselves on landing. That's cool. And how do we get out of this now? We just right-click. There we go. Cool. So this is going to have our rocket in it. There we go. Give me that as well. This looks pretty neat. We got the overworld over there. That's cool. The sun. Okay. So let me go ahead and set up the portal. We have the stuff on us. And yeah, we are pretty much done for today. Next episode, we can start exploring Mars, trying to find the Desh ore that we need, and then hopefully we can get the rockets required to find our way over to Saturn. I don't know if all that's going to be here on Saturn or on Mars, or if we need to go to other planets and try and find dungeons and rinse and repeat pretty much until we get the rockets required to go to Saturn. All right, well, let's go ahead and plop our portal down, and we got our base. We've got our astral portal we can teleport to. We've got the moon, it should be. Although it's not showing the name of it. I might have to plop down chunk loaders on these things. Again, if you guys are more familiar with it, let me know. But I am having some issues having the moon one load. I did kind of have that happen as well at the base. So I'm not sure. Maybe it's worth building the little chunk loaders that we have access to, unless there's different ones now that we're further in. But we can just plop down a couple of these guys. It doesn't load a massive area, so it's not super detrimental to the performance, I don't think. But yeah, we might want to do that, because a couple of these are acting a little funky. And I think that might be chunk loading, like, wise. So I'm not sure, but Yeah, we might do that. Anyways, though, that is going to be it for today's episode. Like I said, next episode we can run around Mars, try and find some stuff here. Today we just kind of got our teleporters up and running, went ahead and found our Tier 2 rockets, made a little bit of progress here. Not as much as I would have liked, but we are, again, nearing the end of the pack here. We will be fighting the boss probably a few episodes down the line here. It's not too long. But anyways, that is going to be it for today's episode. So I hope you guys have enjoyed as always, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.